Yo, 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 what's up, YouTube? This your boy, Yo Baby Say, What's Up Records Led Production. Back at you with another tutorial. And today, we back at it again, where we left off. We going into the mini part series on how do I mix down in Tracktion. And the concept is, with the SSL in my house, in my DAW, not the board, in my DAW. So, we on this series right now. And going on in this series, we cover 4 parts. We at the 5th part now. So if you just catching up and you just getting on at the 5th part, go back and then watch the first 4 parts. They are all short videos, so you should be able to get going pretty fast. And on this part 5 tutorial, you can see we down to subs. And I told you we have a CPU issue once you start cutting on. Like I told you when I did this. No plugins, none of these. Even though they was on the track, they wasn't in. They wasn't in. So you got to take that to mind. So I just now had to cut that on in. So what we gonna have to do? I'm gonna have to unfreeze this track because it's frozen. That wouldn't be in the freeze. So I have to freeze this back. I'm gonna freeze the track back, and you will notice when it come out the screen that you gotta put the freeze point at the beginning of your input of your track, your first plugin, so you can put all your other plugins behind it and mix and everything. Okay, so we got that frozen. So like I said, we got all these tracks frozen, and basically what I had to do is, because of the CPU issue, you want to send all these tracks out to their own output if possible. If you have a device that can let you use separate outputs like what I got here, I got it going to my 6x6. So like I say, I'm able to monitor each thing separate. My bass coming out of there, my drums coming out of here, my sips coming out of here, my aux return, my 2-bus. Only what I'm talking right now should be coming out the vocal outs, which is the default output. So once I do everything with the way I want this set up and everything, I'll be able to move. Well, I won't basically move. Basically, what I would do is, first thing, once I get my aux and stuff set up to the way I like it, I'm going to render my aux track out. So this gonna save some CPU off the break. Once I get my aux going, see I ain't even used this yet. But once I do my aux, I make sure I'm gonna go ahead and render that out. Once I get it the way I want it, that's gonna be no time soon right now. Because basically, as you'll notice, the beat isn't fully stretched out or nothing. I haven't done none of my chops. Like I'm gonna chop some of these up and cut them up and move them around in the edit, but using only the same files that I have. I'm not gonna add in no more sounds that's coming from another SIF or another drum set or anything of that. I just cut some of these wave files up and adjust them to make different patterns. So that's what I would just do later. But the EQ and compressing and all that should be done. That every track should sound the way that I want it to sound while I'm doing that process. So I'm just going around moving things around rather. Okay, so we back to the subs. So like I say, each sub track is output into its own output right now. It's no longer going to the master fader. I took it off the master fader for this time. But everything is still going to the 2-bus and the aux fader because we put the freeze point before our sends. If you put it after the sends, it will freeze it, and then some reason when you freeze auxes, they don't still come out. Auxes don't come out if you freeze them, so you can't freeze the auxes. So here we go. We ain't got nothing done on our sub, but we done did everything. All my enhancements that I wanted to do to each track I done already. So remember the enhancements. So if you'll notice, each one, even when I dialed up whatever you see added up here, remember this is for sound purposes. So don't care how much dB you add. It's about you getting the sound that you're looking for at this point. At this point of the mix, it's getting the sound you're looking for. So it's no such thing on how many dB you throwing into it or taking away or none of that. So don't pay that no attention. Only worry about that point at the mastering stage. And the only reason you're worrying about that at the mastering stage is because you know that your track should already be at a certain height, that going with too much dB will only introduce more harshness and trash. That's the reason of why they say you only should be adding 2 to 3 dB, because you should have had a good mix and you shouldn't be needing more than that. If you need more than that, you messed up in the mix process. That's the concept of the mastering. So we great going to it right now. Same thing we done with all the other tracks. We listen and then find problems and things we want to enhance. We great do the same thing, but it's just something to, all we can control is the whole kick and snare, the other percussions, the sif and sub, and the bass separate. They all in these all together. The kick and the snare, all the other percussions, all the sifs, and the bass together. So we're going to listen to it like this and see who can we help in the group. All right, here we go. All right, so here the first thing I want to do. The first thing I want to do is get everything level with the faders. So I'm going to be controlling from the faders to make myself be controlling from the faders. So the first process it is, so to make sure I can get exactly what I want, I'm going to add a plug-in real quick. So we're going to put the stereo G program, and we're going to turn this to volume units for a second. So I'm watching the volume units, and we're going to turn the throws up, the faders up, so they can go farther, even though I might not need that much of it. But then we're going to copy and paste this to all 4 buses. Alright, the reason I use this plugin is because it's real precise on the trimming. It do exactly what you dial in, so I'm going to use this for when I get to this, the smallest increments of points. So what we're trying to do here is get to what our faders say. Our faders say 6 dB. We want to make sure we getting our drums to hit at 6 dB. So we know we dialing in. We're going to know we dialing in here once we get it to hit exactly at 6 dB, maxing out. All right, here we go. So it's at 468. Remember, we try and go to -6. So we at 605 right here. So we just need to fix that. Right, so basically 5. Just remember, once you're in the negative, going up is taking away, and going down is adding. So we will have to bring this down to 63 instead of going up because we're in the negative. Just you got to remember that part. This should do it. This should set us straight right here. We go 6 dB right there. So we got that on the first track. Now we're gonna go to the next track. We're gonna achieve the same thing. See where we at. We at negative 6 dB on the fader, so we want to go to negative 6 dB. So we're gonna lock this in. We on our other percussions, we're gonna lock it in. We're gonna at first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get what I need to nah, matter of fact, I'm not gonna do that yet. I'm gonna do that if I need to turn up again. Nah, I'm gonna do it from here. I'm gonna go ahead and turn this up from here to the as far as I can get it first. As close as I can get it to the 6 dB. Then I'm gonna go and do the preciseness with the 3G plugin. Alright, so we have 6 dB on this one, so we got the 6 dB out of it. So the other part you're gonna have to remember is what be going on is like I say, what you'll notice is all my tracks that I really added in. See, this one cancels itself out, so I didn't need that boost or take away nothing because it's canceling itself out. Basically, it sounds the same because I took 3B out. And the high pass is basically taking out sound too. So I added 9 dB, but due to this high pass effect and the 6 dB that I took out, it compensates for the volume change. So I didn't have to pull down on this. So even once I go back into mixing at this stage, I'm going to have to keep coming back and checking and making sure that my volume is still at the same level and I'm just liking what I'm getting and not just boosting my volume from this point. I want to only boost my volume from the faders. Alright. So we already got them what we did too. So now we're going to go to the sifts and do the same thing. The white channel first. Oh, I ain't gonna need the white channel because it's only 0.60 that I need to fix, so I'm gonna just put dial that in real quick. And now it's 0.28. I'm gonna dial that in. Now it's over. It's at 540. Alright, so we need to go back. right, there we go. I know that's the 60 dB, 60 dB right there. So we got that. Last one, the bass. So we gotta do the bass. All right. Now with the bass, I'm definitely knowing that before all the other ones, I didn't matter or care if I do this with the compressor on my bass. I want to make sure I do this with the compressor on my sub. So we're gonna go in here. We're gonna make sure the compressor is cut on. Get the sound out of the compressor that I want first. On my bass, I'm gonna do this first. So here we go. It's at 12, so we gonna make sure that this is maxing out only at 12 dB. And right now we at what? 1893. So we gonna turn up from here first. It don't matter what dB you had it set at to. You might be a person who like hearing your stuff real loud, so you might want to set your reset the volume to 0 and set everything to 0 first and then pull down. It don't matter where you set it, as long as you matching whatever is coming in to your volume fader, that you know exactly what you dialing in. So you know if you pull up your drums 3 dB, you know it's 3 dB over everything else. You get what I'm saying? That's what the point of you doing this for. So when you go in, you really be able to listen to the mix, sit back and say, all right, I think the drums need, you're going to be able to count it. You're going to be able to say, I think the drums need 2 more dB or 3 dB, and then make it way more easier this way. So you probably like this tedious work right now, but this going to make your mix always turn out better. So we at 1309. I'd probably move this to the 60 and see what we got. Alright, so we at 1297. So basically, we just gonna go dial that 97 in off the free G. We're just gonna put that in. Alright, so we don't even gotta check it. We know what that is. So now we know this at 12 dB. So we know exactly our bass is exactly half the dB of, it's 2.0. We did need to check, right? It's maxing out at 98, so we're gonna take this to 95. I want it exact. I don't want no mistakes on what I think I'm hearing on the height of the volume. So now we got that. So we know for a fact right now, when I turn this on to listen, I know for a fact that my bass is half of everything else right now. It might need to end up being more or less, but I know at this point that it's half of it. You know what I mean? So, and same thing with my drums and stuff. I know that everything is at the same level. And I'm knowing that I'm not going to leave everything at the same level, though. That is not going to happen. I'm not going to leave my drums, my kick, and my other percussions on the same volume level. They're not going to be on the same volume level. That's just a fact of the matter. So this is going to make the easy part of it. So now what I'm going to do is same thing when I done. This easier to do. This is a time where I solo. So I'm going to solo my drums first, and we going to just get this a quick fix real quick of what we like. The good thing about plugins like these, like SSL models and things like that, and you don't see the EQ curves and all that, they is faster to EQ with to get a sound that you want, because you basically just swinging the knobs until you hearing the sound you want. So I'm not going to come in here saying I have a frequency in my mind that I'm looking for or nothing. I'm going to search and find what sound good every time, no matter how many drums I work with and all that. At this part in my sub, see, if it was in the mix stage, I can go in and say, oh, I know I could just add that 3K on that snare or 4K on that snare. But in the sub, I'm going to definitely listen and hear what I'm hearing. That's the first thing I'm going to do is make sure that I check at the 100 range and the 60 range and see which one I like better. Check that first. That's the first thing I'm gonna check. And then now I'm gonna go and see which frequency this sound better. Period. I like the 60 better than 100 on using the low shelf. At this point, go to 100. 100 got a little more grit. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna shelf at 60. But it's not mastering, so at this point I'm still getting what I want out of it. I'm gonna get what I want it to sound like. And so this one to 100 and peak at 100 and boost at 100, because I know I like how the 100 sound. So we gonna go. But this only the kick and snare, and so this all I need. Them 2 knobs for my kick, and I'm gonna need these 2 knobs for my snare. Now, as you can see, I did everything I dialed in. Now we gotta drop this back to 60B. So we gotta make it sound like what it was at first. So we gotta pull this back down. And the easiest way to do it is this. So I'm gonna take this to 0 too. I'm gonna take this back. So for real, you don't gotta go through that process what I do. I guess I just like to do that process first. And I wanted to show it to y'all. You could just go this way first and then solo the track once you know you're going to your sub, and then fix it and put your sound in and then level it. Alright, so you can see we at 602, 603. Ohio still 601. I know I just dialed in that numbers, but okay. Put it at 59 for him. got our drums to what we want out of the drums. And then you want to check it, we're going to see. No volume change. You don't hear no volume change. This is what you're looking for. You want to do no volume change. You know what I did. I added 9 dB and 60 hertz on the low shelf. I added 3 dB. All boosters here. All boosters. Alright? But you still notice what you don't hear no volume change. So that's the trick. The trick is putting in the flavor you want and dropping it back. So you see it's still saying 6 dB even when I'm in or out. That's what you want. So then we'll just go to the next one. Alright, so basically I'm going to go finish these last couple ones, and once I finish these last couple ones, I'm going to get back to y'all. We're going to do, this video was a little longer than I expected. So, but it was in the sub, so it was going to take that anyway. But we're going to close this video out. I'm going to go ahead and finish my subs off for you. And then we're going to come back and we're going to go into the aux fader in the 2-bus. First we're going to go into the 2-bus. Then we're going to go to the aux faders. Alright. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe. Tune in for the next video. Peace.